next, a guy we've wanted to welcome to our show for a long time. Terence Bud Crawford is here. We're going to go beyond boxing though and see what inspired his recent trip to Africa.
He's hanging out in the Nissan of Omaha green room today alongside our other guests. Look at him. He's just chilling.
He's lounging.
Terence is kicking back.
The green
I love
room.
to see it. It's what it's all about here at the Morning Blend.
The September issue, it hit stands a few weeks ago. Terence Crawford is the WBO light welterweight champ, 26-0 as a professional. Boxing, though, not the only thing that's important to him. Bud is here along with his fourth grade teacher, Jamie Fox Nollette, and author Leo Adam Biga. Good to see you guys this morning. Thanks for stopping. Hey, good to see you, buddy.
Hey,
we got
thanks
the
for having
champ
me.
here on the show. The big things are happening professionally. You training? What are you doing right now?
Well, I'm training right now, so
Yeah.
preparing for my next fight.
What is training like in between fights? Because I know there's a lot of stuff that goes into that, right?
Right. It's hell.
It's tough. It's not easy, huh?
Yeah, it's tough. That's what it takes to be a champion, though.
I imagine my 5 a.m. workouts are a little bit different than your workouts when you're training for a fight. But I got to ask you, what plays a larger role in winning? Is it being technically sound or having heart, or do they kind of
Well, they all play a big factor, but I say your mind.
Mm-hmm.
You can outthink somebody that's, more physical than you,
Yeah.
faster or stronger. So if you can outthink somebody, then, you got the edge.
Mentally sharp. And as we're watching some of the video right here of you taking this guy down, who's that guy?
Oh, that's Thomas Delore, man. That was my last fight.
That was your last one. That was a good one. But it's not just boxing that is important to you. You made this trip to Africa. I think you've been a couple times, haven't you?
Right.
Yeah. What was it that that sent you over there, and why?
Well, I always wanted to visit Africa. Being that, that's where my roots come from. And, I was on Facebook one time and I seen my teacher, she going back and forth to Africa. And I told her, I said, I want to go. And, she thought I was playing. I was like, no, I'm for real. I want to go. And she was like, all right, well, if you want to go, then we're going to set it up and we're going to go. I said, all right, set it up. And she was like, are you for real? I said, I'm for real. Let's go. But hurry up before I get in training camp.
Yeah, and so you guys did that.
Yeah.
And Jamie, talk about your connection with Terence. So you were his teacher at some point, right?
Yep, he was in my fourth grade classroom, and he was always one of my favorites. Ornery, but a lot of fun to have. And I had just messaged him on Facebook and was just kind of been following him, and I was just really proud of him. Just sent him a message, and then he's like, come to my fight. And I was actually going to be in Africa at the time, so I came back after his fight, and we met, and he's like, take me. And so we planned it and had our first trip last August.
Yeah, and I think part of this is Pipeline Worldwide. Is that an organization that you work with? Explain
That's
what
right.
that is.
Yeah, we're a nonprofit, and we basically just connect people from kind of the first world with opportunities around the world that to connect with projects in need. And so we take people on these trips, and we even help do some local projects as well.
Yeah,
So.
and Leo Adam Biga has been on our show a number of times. One of my favorite local writers. And Leo, you've been covering Terence for some time. Why did you follow him to Africa? Has that trip happened yet, or
Yes.
where are we at with that? You did go.
Yeah, very much. June 1st to the 12th was that trip, and as you mentioned, I've been following Terence a bit now as a journalist, and so there's a lot of compelling aspects to his story, and all writers love to write about boxing. It just lends itself to a lot of descriptive, things, and he has a particularly compelling story, I think, and he's and he already is a significant figure now in Omaha culture.
Yeah.
And so I saw an opportunity to go and get deeper into his story.
Well, what did you find out? What did you find out with Terence?
Well, the trip wasn't all about Terence, right? But I definitely saw a man who's vitally interested in the world, right? I mean, the world is a much bigger place than Omaha, Nebraska, and there were people in great need. And I saw him interacting with people, as we all did on the trip, in various ways. And I saw someone who's a very serious person, and he's multidimensional.
Yeah. Terence, what was it about your time in Africa that touched you most? I'm sure you learned a lot of things, and like Leo said, you're very interested in the world and the people in it.
Well, like the first time I went, what touched me the most is, the people there. They got so less, you know, but it means so much to him,
Yeah.
you know.
I think, yeah, and I think you're right. I think we take advantage of that a little bit over here. We have so many things over here, and we don't realize how many people in other parts of the world are so less fortunate than us. Leo, where can our viewers find these stories from Africa that you told of Terence and the people over there?
So I've been writing a collection of stories or a series of stories related to the experience, and the Reader newspaper, certainly people can go online and find that story. And that was the July cover story in the Reader. And there's a new story out in the new Metro Quarterly magazine issue, and it's an even more comprehensive story as well.
Yeah, and we have Metro Quarterly on our show that we talk all the time with Andy Hoig over there. Terence, locally, I mean, you're interested in the world in general, but locally here, I see you in the newspaper. I see you on news stories all the time. So you're doing a lot of things locally here. What are you doing locally?
Well, right now I'm currently, you know, funding and running my boxing gym, owner with Brian McIntyre, my coach. You know, and we just trying to, you know, get that off the ground right now to help the kids get off the streets.
What has the last couple of years been like for you? You became the champ, and I imagine things have changed a little bit in how people respond and react to you and some of the attention given to you. How have things changed for you?
Well, it really ain't changed, you know, except more people notice me, you know, as the champ, and more people, you know, tune into my fights, and, you know, more people acknowledge me as a great fighter.
Yeah, and you continue to bring these fights to Omaha. Anything on the horizon coming up? What do we got?
Well, I got October 24th, you know, here in Omaha.
Here in Omaha. And who are you fighting?
I don't know yet. I don't got an opponent yet.
Nobody's stepped forward.
Right.
Nobody's raised their hand to come fight Terence Bud Crawford.
Right.
Great stuff. And Jamie, how can our viewers get involved with Pipeline Worldwide? I know it's an organization that you care a lot about, and Terence does as well.
They can go on our website, and you can sign up to go on one of our trips. If they want to join us to a trip to Africa, they can do that. And we're actually working with Terence right now on helping him with his boxing academy. So we're raising some funds to help him and what he's doing in North Omaha. So if they want to get involved in that, they can support us that way too.
Awesome. Great cause. Thanks for your time this morning. Terence, come back and talk to us after your next fight, all right?
Appreciate it.
Thanks a lot. Jamie, nice to meet you.
Nice
Leo,
to
good
meet
to
you.
see you again.
Thanks, Mike.
All right, guests of the Morning Blend start their day with coffee from Pear's Gourmet, the official coffee of the Morning Blend.